What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I am actually out hunting right now, and all that noise you hear in the background, that would be Interstate 10. So you get used to it, but this is a permission spot that I got late in the off season, so slipped in here. Going to try to do a little hunting today, and hopefully I'll be able to show this to you next time. But today we're going to go over to the MLD property of the hunt that we had here just last week, and it was a pretty good time, so be sure to stay tuned for later in the video to get the real story. I think you really like it. So we're going to settle in right here, and hopefully if we do shoot something, it doesn't end up on the highway and we got to compete for recovery. So hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the short intro, but we're running a little late today. We are out here on the MLD land. Me and Dad got here late. The front coming in tonight, probably about 6 o'clock, but we're gonna get out and try to do some damage before he gets here. So slipped out on the old hunting golf cart. Gonna walk in, hunt pretty much like we always do. I got the climbing sticks and the platform and the saddle. We're gonna try to slip back to an area where I think there's a good doe trail coming up to one of these food plots, but I don't think they'll make it there before daylight today. So might end up sitting on the ground. We're really gonna hunt our way in. Of course, I got so much crap attached to me, I couldn't shoot anything if I wanted to. Probably we might sit on the ground, but we got to get back in there and try to pick a tree. Really kind of scout hunt it, so I got to get going. Let's move. All right, we are all set up in the tree. It was hard to pick a tree because the way these pine trees are, you don't know what you're going to be able to see once you get up. So, but what I got is they should come from behind me this way, working this way towards the feeding area over here, the food plot. I'm on top of this little ridge and it slopes down on both sides, and I'm up here on the point. So it slopes down over here and it slopes down over there. There's a front coming tonight, and the wind's gonna switch. Right now my wind's blowing like this, but it's supposed to switch and go like this. One of the main trails is coming from that way, so we'll see. It's gonna be tight quarters shooting, so we'll see how it goes. Gonna have to be really quiet though. It's super quiet out here. Well, hopefully we can catch a doe, or if we get lucky, maybe a buck here. What's going on, guys? It's our second afternoon here on the MLD. It's about 1 o'clock, so we're trying to get an early start. Had the front come through this morning and finally quit raining. We're gonna head into this, never been back here before, so we're gonna hunt our way in. We're gonna set up, I got the jacket, the ghillie jacket. Got a small stool. We're gonna set up either in the tree or on the ground. We're set up either way, so we're gonna walk through this lane and down into this bottom. I've never been back there before. I've only seen it on the maps, but the northeast wind sets up good for it. And after this wind blew through here, I think there's a lot of acorns on the ground from what I could hear. So trying to get remote back here where some of these other guys aren't hunting. Like I said, this is the MLD property, and there's 6 hunters, and 5 of them hunt with guns, and then there's me. So it can be a tough competition. So we're gonna have to scout our way back in, so we're gonna have to be quiet until we get set up. So I'll check back in with you after we get set up. Just had 2 does come in. I don't even have my bow up yet. My bow is down on the ground. I think they caught a whiff of my ground scent. I walked out there just a little ways to break some lambs, and plus that's where I walked in. Found those 2 scrapes, so they were certainly coming down here to feed. That's a good sign though. That's early movement. It's not even 3 o'clock. I gotta finish getting set up. We are all set up finally. We were climbing up the tree. We had 2 does come in right at those scrapes. So when I walked in here, we walked up
the spot. Deer moving early, that's a really good sign. With those two scrapes right there, maybe we'll get to see what made them. I had a monster from here to your buggy. At least 18.
Really?
10 point. Hey. I was on him. Like,
what do you think happened?
The boat wasn't down.
You had it pushed in but wasn't laid over?
I had the boat wasn't all the way down.
So you wasn't back there just a few minutes?
4 minutes.
How far down did you go, or did you just go right there?
I walked past my food plot, walked down that trail. I seen a fresh scrape. I walked down that road, this little ways, probably they got it 75, 80 feet. There's another scrape, wasn't fresh. So I backed up. I looked over up on the right hand, because I was walking towards B plot.
A plot. Yeah.
A plot.
Yeah.
Walking towards A plot off my stand. I said, okay, so I just backed up, had the chair on my back, had my gun here. And I walked back and I saw a pine tree. There's about 2 feet between them. There was a little yopon about that high, right between them, right in front of them. So I got my chair, your chair, and I opened it up. Walked in there, opened it up, sat down, broke the yopon bushes off.
You were sitting right behind it, huh? You say you were sitting on the stool?
Yeah, and I put the stool down there. I got my bag with my skunk shit in it, and I opened it up. I got the little wick out, and I hung it on the little yopon.
You touch that thing?
Yeah, just the end of it, just the yopon, and I hung it on the limb. Got my rifle, took it off safety, reached down there and got a hold of the, and this is all happening just, you know.
Just like you're telling it. Just
you know, within 2 or 3
time.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on the bench, and I grabbed the thing, and I'm sitting there. I said, okay, I'm gonna try this. And I hit them for about 10 seconds, put them down. And I heard something coming this way, heard something coming to this way. I saw this one first.
So how far down in there did you go, you think? Not even 30 yards?
I was probably 50 yards.
Okay, so you were probably halfway in between.
No, I wasn't that far.
No, okay, well, yeah, not halfway, but.
Yeah, I was 50 yards.
Yeah.
I went in there 50 yards, maybe 40.
Yeah.
Then I back up. So I wasn't 50 yards from my feeder pen.
Yeah.
And I hit them rattle horns, set them down, and I heard deer coming from both directions. You could hear them. It was amazing. And I saw this one on the right first. You could see it, and he was moving the bushes.
He was coming.
He was coming. Oh shit!
Very ashamed.
I got my rifle, and I already had my rifle up. and I hit the safety off. And then I looked back this way and I could see this one coming. I could tell he had.
So what are you
horns.
sitting there thinking? Now that you know you think you got $2 coming in on you. What are you sitting there thinking?
I'm thinking, oh, but the 10 point, see that tree behind the barrel?
Yeah.
He came, he got to the end of the shed, and I'm sitting here, and there's bushes in front of him, but I could see him.
It's just a story with a mistake.
I could see him, and he took a step, and I said, if he makes two more steps, he's gonna get in that gap. And he got in that gap, and I was on him. I had my prop good, and
Oh.
it was horrible.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, Seth, he was
big, huh?
he was like this.
10.
He was that far out. He was 2.5, 3 inches outside his ears, both sides, and perfect. I could see 5 coming in. Then when he got there, he was walking this way from my feeder pen to me, and he turned, and he was looking right at me when I squeezed, and he didn't move. I'm saying, what did I just do? So I don't know, I just sat there 10 or 15 seconds and I said, okay. Throwed it down, I eased it down.
And he took off. Golly, what happened to the other deer?
He was still back there. I could see him, but then he turned.
Well, I told you last week. I said you need to go set up in between A plot and his stand. A plot and your stand in that creek.
That's where I was.
Yeah.
And next year, I'm gonna go look at his blind. That blind, I'm gonna get me a Christmas tree. I'm gonna go down there and do the same thing he did. I'm gonna put it up there.
Well, that little creek ain't too wide. You don't put nothing up too big.
No. I was on, when I was walking down the road, I saw the scrape here. I walked down, I saw another scrape. I walked back, and I went back up to the right, up in the woods, away from the creek.
Yeah, okay.
Away from the creek. I was going away from the creek, except about 5 to 10 feet.
Golly.